So I wanted to review with you guys a deck of oracle cards that I just got. These are my Moonology oracle cards. I want to say a special thank you to my favorite and my only brother Marcus for purchasing these for me. He knows what I like. But it was a very sweet, thoughtful gift, and I'm really excited about these cards. So they're by Yasmin Boland and the artwork is by Nyx Rowan. So let's take a look at these and see what we think. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, so pretty standard. We've got our standard operating procedure here with our book, which I think is really important more so with oracle cards as opposed to tarot cards. With tarot cards, there's a lot of different books, and people kind of read sometimes intuitively, and they kind of switch and pull and twist the meanings a little bit. But with oracle cards, you know, there's so many different kinds that these books are really essential in helping you navigate the decks. Okay, so let's take a look here. Okay, cool. Okay, so this is nice. So it looks like we've got a photo of the card. We've you know, got the quote and the name of the card here. We've got a little bit of a description. We've got our mantra. We've got additional meanings, and it also talks a little bit about the particular phase of the moon, which I think is really great because there's so many different phases, and especially if you are a witch or you like to do any sort of spell work in general, it's kind of nice to do everything by the cycles of the moon. You know, so you can kind of line it up with the magic and spell work that you're doing. Okay, so the backs of these decks are actually really cool. It's got all the different moon cycles on it, which is pretty nifty. So let's take a look here at the artwork and everything and what's going on here. Okay, so it's kind of more of like what I would say is I'm looking at some of this artwork. It's kind of more of like it's a very celestial sort of deck, right? Like, it's got a lot of like the colors are all sort of like evening colors. You can kind of feel when you look at it. It's really cool the way they've done it. You just feel like you're sitting outside looking at the stars or under the moon. I'll go over these and show you you know, kind of card by card so you know what you're getting into. But you know, some of them are pretty basic like this. Some of them, you know, because it's just moons, but some of them have some other things going on too, like this one right here. It says new moon in Cancer, which is kind of fun, right? Because all of the different moons and stuff go by astrological signs. So the cool thing, whether you're using the oracle cards or you're just doing this on your own, you're just doing kind of like astrology and following the moon, is the astrology has different characteristics to it. You know, like Cancers, when we have any sort of moon in Cancer, usually Cancers, they're very deep with their emotions and they are ruled and governed by the moon, which is difficult because every day the moon, or every couple days, the moon's in a different stage. So for Cancers, it might seem like their emotions are pretty moody, but they're not. They're just being kind of jerked around by all of the ever-changing energies that go on. So, you know, this is kind of cool too that they're incorporating all this. Yeah, here's another new moon in Aquarius. Okay, this is really fun. I like this. I like this a lot. And also too, you know, everyone traditional has, you know, a little mantra or a little saying on it or a little affirmation or piece of advice so that when you pull one out, you can look at it and read it and that will be your message. So, you know, I would say these cards are, you know, some of them are pretty simple. I mean, like, look at this one, Void of Course Moon, nothing will come of this situation right here. Pretty basic, but I mean, it's still a very powerful card, even though it doesn't have, you know, a super ton of details on them. They're still really beautiful too. Look at Supermoon, it's gorgeous. So I really like too, as I'm kind of talking and like reading at the same time here. I really like that they've kind of taken all these different types of moons, because I was kind of not sure when I first got this. I'm like, well, there's like so many cycles. How do you get a deck this big? I don't know. But I really like what they've done and how they've kind of incorporated extra cards here into the deck. You know, they have the first ones are the basic ones. And then they go into some other ones too. You know, they do new moon and all the signs here, it looks like. And so this is really cool. I'm really liking this deck and I'm excited to try it out. So if this is something you're looking at, next I'm going to kind of go through these in a little more detail so that you can see all the images on the card and see if this is something that you think that you resonate with, that you would like for yourself. So let's take a look at this Moonology deck here and see what these oracle cards actually look like. So when I first opened it, this was the first card I saw and I was like, oh, I don't know. And then I flipped it over and I'm like, oh, the back's amazing. I like the next card. Here we go. I really wasn't sure what to expect when I got these but I actually really am excited to use these. I think the artwork, while it is simple, it's also, there's something just very beautiful about it too. And I like the way it makes me feel when I look at it. Like I mentioned earlier, I was not really sure with the moon cycles how they were actually gonna, kind of expand this deck. And I really like, as you can see, we're getting into here too, so new moon in Taurus, new moon in Gemini. They've incorporated all the astrological signs in here too, which I think is really important because, as the moon moves through its phases and through its transit, it does switch astrological signs, which does switch up the energy as you move throughout your day. And also it switches up the energy if you're doing any ritual work or any spell work. You can not only go with the cycle of the moon, but you can also amplify what you're doing by using the characteristics of the astrological sign that you're in. If you're trying to do something on the down low, all low key, you want to do something maybe under a Scorpio moon. Scorpios are very good at keeping things, hidden until they're ready to show you how they really feel, or, till they decide what's really going on. So, the signs are beneficial for that. There's our Cancer that we saw earlier. So they've got full moons and new moons in here. So I'm really kind of enjoying what they've done here too. If you're hoping for, here's full moon in Libra, if you're hoping for something legal-wise, or you're hoping for fairness or just outcome, that might be a good moon to do something under. And it might just be a message of the card too. So here's mine, Sag. I'm a Sag, so I love that one in particular. Yeah, but the artwork's simple and very delicate, and I really enjoy what they did here in this deck, so I'm super curious to see how this is. Oh, cool, look, they've got eclipses in here. They've got everything. They covered it all. They covered all the bases. Void, of course. Yeah, this deck is really, really awesome. I'm super excited about this. My brother did a great job on this one, I will tell you. Oh, cool, look at South Node, look at that. North Node, wow, this is super cool. What a great deck. All right, so those are all the cards that come in this deck. So if you want to know what to expect, that's pretty much what you're getting into. So I will test these out and try to put up another video and give you some other feedback on, usage and what I think when I've got that figured out. So hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, please let me know. And otherwise, thanks you guys so much for watching and have an absolutely beautiful day.